Recently, I got into a really tiny crypto project that I think is absolutely primed to skyrocket during a bull run. The project today is sitting at a tiny $4 million in market cap, which for context means it's 30,000 times smaller than the market cap of Solana. 4 million market cap means it's an incredibly tiny crypto project. And while I don't necessarily think this is going to be the next multi-billion-dollar token, I do think it has a solid case for hitting a couple $100 million in market cap this bull cycle. Keep in mind, this is just my personal thoughts about a crypto project that I'm personally bullish on. My channel, I consider more like a giant Pinterest board of my thoughts and ideas. None of this is investment advice or me telling you to invest in anything. And of course, you should always do your own research. The project I'm talking about is called SolForge Fusion. It's a crypto card game similar to Gods Unchained or Echelon Prime, but with the insane fact that it was created by the creator of Magic the Gathering, aka the single most successful card game of all time. If you're not familiar, this game has been around since the 90s and has risen to become the single most popular trading card game on the planet, and currently makes billions annually in revenue. And the same person who created Magic the Gathering created this crypto card game, SolForge Fusion, and it's currently trading for peanuts at a market cap of just $4 million. Obviously, insane. But before you throw your life savings in, there's probably a few things you should know before you buy. First off, if you're somebody who, based on my description, felt this extreme urgency to go rush off and buy this token, you'll immediately understand my thesis behind this play. The fact that this crypto card game was created by the same person who made Magic the Gathering is an extremely powerful and compelling narrative that people can easily share and spread around. In a bull market, never underestimate how powerful narratives like this can be. Most people are extremely lazy and they don't do any research before jumping into a project. Instead, they base their investment decisions off these sticky, easy to digest narratives. Basically, for them, it's like a shortcut so they can try to figure out if this thing is going to go up or down in the future and kind of gauge its future potential. Now, let me just stop really quick and give you an idea about how successful some of these crypto card games have been in the past, because I'm sure some of you guys don't even know, and you're like, I don't know, can these things actually get big, or what is the future potential of something like this? Gods Unchained is a crypto card game that hit a market cap of around 172 million during last crypto bull run. Echelon Prime is a crypto card game that currently sits at around $271 million in market cap. And at its height in the bear market in March of 2024, it hit a market cap of $928 million, almost $1 billion for this crypto card game. Both of these games have a lot of hype because people think these games could potentially be the next Magic the Gathering type play. But you know what has even a better chance of becoming the next Magic the Gathering? Maybe the card game invented by the same guy who originally invented Magic the Gathering. If SolForge were to hit the same market cap that Gods Unchained did, it would be a 41x from here, turning every $1,000 invested into $41,000. If it were to hit the market cap of Echelon Prime at its height, that would be a 220x from here, turning every $1,000 invested into $226,000. And I think there's probably a case to be made that if Echelon Prime could hit that market cap during the bear market, it could probably hit a lot higher during the bull market. Therefore, I think there's a case to be made that SolForge Fusion could also hit a lot higher during a bull market. Now, obviously, let me just stop right here and say that none of these things are like predictions on what will happen. I don't know the future. This is more informational to give you a perspective on how big these things have gotten in the past and maybe how much potential upsides a play like this could have. Now, obviously, up until this point, all of this sounds amazing, but there are some potentially massive red flags you should probably be aware of before jumping into a play like this. First off, in the not that big of a deal category, I think that their website and overall kind of presentation is lacking compared to something like Gods Unchained and Echelon Prime. Their website comparatively looks a lot lower quality, and a lot of people in crypto, especially a lot of investors, like they'll look at the website and use that as like a primary part of their investment decision. Like if it's a cool website, they'll invest. If it's not, then they won't. Again, a lot of retail investors are not that sophisticated, and they use sort of these like shortcuts to determine if they're going to make an investment or not. And that's one of the shortcuts they use. From my understanding, they are aware of this and they're working on a better website. Second, I think it's important to understand that this isn't only a Web3 game. Instead, it's more like this unique hybrid. Players can play physically with normal cards just like Magic the Gathering or any trading card game out there. But they can also scan each pack to get a digital version of those cards to play online in the game. And if they want to be able to trade or sell those cards, they need to turn them into NFTs. And as a part of the minting process to turn your digital cards into NFTs, you spend some of the project's token, SFG, and that allows you to turn that digital card into an NFT. And we should probably talk about some of the use cases for SFG. SFG is used to mint NFTs, just like I talked about. SFG is also used to buy in-game packs and in-game cosmetics, and it's used for governance. And I know a lot of people hate on governance uses for crypto tokens, but I actually think this is an amazing use case of governance because it allows players to participate in the future direction of the game. For example, imagine if players could dictate the future direction of Magic the Gathering, like future sets, game formats, certain rule changes, maybe certain card bannings, like things that really upset people and people really want to have a say over traditionally in a game. You can see what I mean. I think specifically with a game like this, the use of governance for this token is actually a really killer and perfect use case. Not that I think even from an investing standpoint, any of this matters, to be honest. In my opinion, I think it's going to be narrative that drives up the price of this token. It's just more of a plus that their token is well used and they've thought through the right use cases. Tokenomics wise, this token was launched on September 5th, 2024. So it's a newer token, which is always a good thing. People really like the shiny new tokens in crypto. The fully diluted value for this token is 106 million versus the market cap for this token is 4.1 million. So that's a really massive spread. And this is actually a crucial part of this play. If you don't understand why this is crucial, then you're going to get wrecked this cycle. Fully diluted value versus market cap is a huge piece of the puzzle when it comes to selecting a good investment. That's because if you have a giant fully diluted value, it basically represents that project's ability to inflate away your value, which is why you need to ask yourself, how and when will these tokens hit the market, and then base your investment thesis off of that. If a lot of these tokens are going to hit the market soon, then that's extremely bad and likely something you want to stay away from. If not very many tokens are going to enter circulation over the next year or so, and these tokens are going to really slowly drip onto the market over the coming decades, then it may not matter at all depending on when you're wanting to sell. And fully diluted value is one of those things that like people that are brand new to crypto and investing, they don't even have a clue what it means. People that learn a little bit more are just absolutely terrified by it and stay away from it completely. And then people that have a really deep understanding of how it works know that it's more of a nuanced approach. There's some projects that have high FDV that you completely stay away from. And then there's other projects that have high FDV that are extremely bullish because that means it's low float and it's really easy for that token to appreciate in price. Taking a look at the unlock schedule, 22% was given out in an airdrop, which is approximately around 3.8 million tokens. 33% is held back for community rewards. I did a podcast with the CEO of SoulForge recently. He said the intent is that these tokens would be held for a long, long time and last decades. Team investors and advisors have 13.5%, but these are vested for a 3-year period. 10% of the tokens are for a strategic reserve, 11.5% are for operations, and 10% is for liquidity mining. And this is really the chart you want to pay attention to. You can see today we're sitting at around 22 million in supply unlocked, and a year from now, will be at around 28 million. That would mean if no new buyers came in over the next year via just new supply hitting the market, the price of SFG would go down, representing around a 21% drop in price. Which honestly, especially in a bull market, that part isn't a huge deal at all. However, that still isn't the full story. Although the site says 22%, I recently did a podcast again with the CEO of SoulForge. And he pointed out that not only have they not distributed the full airdrop, but there's actually a lot of the airdrop that went unclaimed. And you can confirm this just looking on Dexscreener or CoinGecko that the actual circulating supply of this token is closer to around 3.8%. This is a massive spread, meaning that if we were to go all the way up to 28% of tokens in circulating supply a year from now, the market cap would have to hit 30 million just for price to stay flat. And my personal opinion is if this was sitting at 30 million in market cap today, this would still be a bullish play that I was interested in. I would still think it was going to go a lot higher based on Gods Unchained, based on Echelon Prime and how high I think that could potentially go this cycle. But obviously it's significantly more bullish if this is sitting at a $4.1 million market cap. The good news is they're currently debating burning the remaining airdrop supply, which would basically fix all this. Let's talk about potential price targets. Keep in mind, this is just for entertainment purposes. I can't actually predict the future. This is more my personal thoughts and me trying to gauge the potential growth of something like this. Right now, the market cap's at around 4.1 million, as we talked about, but let's assume that some of these unlocks happen and it's sitting at around 10 million in market cap. My base case for something like this is that we see it hit the old all-time high for Gods Unchained at around 172 million in market cap. And that would be around a 17x from here. In my personal opinion, if we do have a bull market in 2025, I don't see how something like this wouldn't happen. Again, I can't predict the future, but that's my personal take. My bull case would be that we also at the same time have some sort of crypto gaming rotation during the 2025 bull market. This is something I personally expect will happen, but we'll have to see how it plays out. And if it does, I think this token could go much, much higher. And my personal target would be something like what Echelon Prime hit during the bear market at 928 million. In my opinion, if Prime can hit that during the bear market, then SFG should be able to hit that during the bull market with a crypto gaming rotation. That's a 92x from here, including pricing in potential token unlocks, which is amazing. And my insane, absolutely unhinged ultra bull case would be that we see SFG hit something like a $10 billion market cap. That's the market cap we saw Axie Infinity hit at its height during the last bull run. In my opinion, I think there's going to be some crypto gaming token that goes a lot higher than 10 billion during this cycle. So I think it's possible on like the far end of the spectrum that something like SFG could hit this as like a, max potential sort of thing. And that would be 1,000x from here, meaning every $1,000 invested would turn into $1 million. Keep in mind that last outcome though is extremely unlikely. This is me guessing, like if everything went perfect, if we had the absolute maximum best outcome, kind of highest potential that I think something like this could go, that's where it would end up. It's in the realm of possibility, but there's only a slim chance it actually hits an outcome like that. Also keep in mind that this thing has been moving up fast and could be higher or lower depending on when this releases after I'm recording this. Originally, when I first planned this video, SFG was sitting at around $1 million in market cap. Unfortunately, before I was able to actually get this out, it's already gone up to 4 million just because it's been going crazy lately. By the way, if that's annoying to you and you want to be able to get into projects when I jump into them, I release buy updates in the Obsidian Council as soon as I jump into a project. Currently, the Obsidian Council is closed to new members, but there's a waitlist in the description of this video if you want to jump in next time it opens back up. Now, the bear case for something like SFG would be that we don't have a normal bull run like we do in the crypto markets every 4 years. Without a bull market, we're stuck in PvP rotation season, meaning we just kind of like bounce around from every hot narrative and things go up and then they come back down, then they go up, then they come back down. So, I mean, I guess it could still do well if we had a gaming rotation in 2025 without a bull run, but it's just like a far less bullish outcome. But it's hard for me to have like a super bear case for something like this when it's sitting at just $4 million in market cap. I just don't see it going that much lower, especially when it's from the creator of Magic the Gathering. And the crypto space just loves narratives. They love it. And that is just such a powerful and strong narrative in my opinion. But I don't see everything. I don't know everything. There could be something I'm missing. There's always a reason that price could go down and it could not perform. And there's going to be tokens that I talk about and make a video about, I'm super hyped about, that end up failing during this bull market. It's just going to happen. I'm not perfect. And I'm not going to nail everything. And as you guys have seen, like you guys have watched my track record over the years, like I don't nail everything. I get some things really right. And I overall make way more money than I lose, but I definitely get some things wrong sometimes. And there's always a chance that this could be one of those things. And that's why you got to do your own research and make sure you understand what you're doing and have your own conviction. I want you to take accountability for your own decisions in investing and not come complaining to me and like play this victim card of like, oh, you lost all your money because you invested your life savings in this thing without thinking it through because I talked about it in a video. No, you can't do that. Here's my disclaimer right here of me saying, go do your own research. If you don't do that and you lose money, that's your own fault. Not everything I talk about is going to do well. Make sure to sign up for my free weekly crypto newsletter. It's mostly just all my content I put out each week in an easy email so you don't miss it. But occasionally I drop some other cool stuff in there as well, including sometimes I mention things I'm buying before I ever talk about it on my YouTube channel. Also, if you really want to dive deep, make sure to check out my weekly podcast, the 1 to 1 Million podcast. I interview projects, talk about the markets, and interview various traders and experts in the crypto space. As always, if this video is helpful, make sure to hit that like button. If you have any questions or comments or any other hidden gems that I should be checking out, let me know in the comments below. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the little bell next to it to be notified each time I release a new video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.